Hey, deserving listeners, my name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. I'm getting over a cold. You can probably hear it in my voice. I also hit my head. My hair isn't really quite covering it up. I was under the deck. I was working in my house under the deck, and I was trying to get up this wall thing, and I was doing this, and I scraped my chest on a brick, and it was hurting, and I got over the wall, and I was like, oh, and I was walking forward, and then this beam, I didn't see it because I was looking down, and I just went straight into it. And then I fell on the ground, and someone saw me and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then later in the evening, my wife looked at my head and she said, "Oh my God, what happened to you?" And I was like, "Oh, really? Like, do I have a bruise?" I have a bruise. So let's watch the show. Okay, so y'all asked me to watch this couple. I put a poll on YouTube asking for you to vote which couple to watch, and by a near unanimous decision, you decided that you wanted me to watch Brandan and Mary. So I looked them up to see what they looked like, and then the very first scene, I believe, in the very first episode is the two of them. They appeared to be video chatting, and he was taking off his pants, and they're playing the porn music, I guess, or the stripping music, I guess. But there's a little shenanigans because he doesn't pull down his underwear. See, he doesn't have his underwear off, so he's basically just in shorts. You know, boxer shorts are basically just kind of like shorts, but I don't know why I'm getting into the nitty gritty on that one. Phrasing, let's watch.
Smells bad.
Smells bad? I haven't even pooped yet.
So we're learning that Brandan is 23 from Eugene, video chatting with, I'm guessing, his person. Whether or not they're engaged, I don't know. But he is pooping with her. Okay, yeah. I mean, certainly a lot of people would look at this and think that that's weird. Why would you do that? That's disgusting, or it's too enmeshed or something. But on its face, there's nothing wrong with that. There are different cultural practices, and I've actually asked couples if they do this. And it's interesting to hear, you know, sort of like asking if people stand up or remain seated when they wipe. I remember taking a poll at a party once, and everyone that I asked was like, "Wait, so you stand up, or wait, you stay seated? That's so weird." Maybe there can be a poll in the comments below. But another poll that you can ask around is, have you ever had a conversation with your partner, long-term partner, or friend while they were going to the bathroom, maybe even going number two? And, you know, you'd be surprised how many people they're okay with that. You know, the people who consider that to be disgusting, they would never do that. They can't imagine anyone wanting to do that. And, you know, there's just a lot of different practices. You know, there's something intimate about it, right? It's not how I personally like to roll, but, you know, each to their own. And yes, those are the sort of questions I ask at parties. I've always been that sort of person that doesn't like small talk. I like big talk.
Well,
My name is Brandan. I'm 23 years old. I live in Eugene, Oregon, and this is my girlfriend, Mary. She's 23 years old, but she lives in the Philippines.
Okay, we're learning she's from the Philippines, and they're staging that he's going to the bathroom. So are we led to believe that they do this in real life, where they will go to the bathroom together? Again, nothing wrong with that.
you're funny.
I spend every single hour, every single minute, every single second on video call with Mary every single day. I love you, baby.
Okay, so all the time. Is this kind of a Geno and Jasmine thing where it's jealousy? Is it just that they're in love with each other? Are some younger people just completely open to doing that sort of thing? You know, again, each to their own. Like, that's not how I would want to live, but there's nothing inherently wrong with it. They're playing the comical music, I think, trying to make fun of them, but there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Yeah, it's a flag of some sort of enmeshment or jealousy or something, but let's keep watching.
Since I've met Mary virtually, we started to be on the phone more and more and more until it just became a mutual agreement that we would just be on the phone 24/7. Whatever I do, I can do it with her on the phone. It doesn't bother me. Here you go.
I have to say, it would be laborious to do that. You know, there's something different about doing this, unless you truly agree that you're not going to pay attention to each other. You know, I'm just imagining if my wife were on speakerphone or video chat right here on a phone, in order to do anything in life, I would have to say, so I'm going to be doing this for, you can watch me, I suppose, or you can do what you're going to do, but maybe it'd be like if you were doing different tasks in the same room or something. You're not constantly interacting with each other, right? You're just near each other. So I would say that unless they had some sort of agreement, it would get really laborious to pay attention to the person. Maybe in the future, people will see it differently, but for me, when it's a two-dimensional screen, it's not real. It's not the actual person. When the pandemic hit and I interacted with people primarily over video chat, it was very quickly apparent to me how it wasn't very fulfilling. As a professor, I taught online for a couple years, and it really was a pale comparison to teaching in person. You know, we had to do what we had to do, but it just didn't have the same satisfaction, the same connection, the same fluidity of conversation.
As long as I have internet connection or I have data, we do everything on the phone. Should I get any ice cream?
Cookies and cream.
We eat, we cook, we'll go into the shower with our phones.
Yeah, it certainly sounds odd, but again, just because something's odd or different doesn't mean that it's bad or problematic. It could be. But, you know, if you're in a beginning of a relationship and you're not able to see each other because you live in different countries, then, you know, it would be an approximation of being together, right? Where you're just with each other all day and bonding and, you know, seeing how each other live. You know, it's, if you had a couple that were in the same town and they fell in love deeply and they hung out together all the time, we would think that was cute, right? But when it comes to being together all the time over video chat, then it's creepy and weird and pathological.
We'll do phone sex. They're so beautiful when you're sleeping. Me and Mary have been dating online for over 2 years, but we've never met in person because...
And, you know, there's a lot of jokes about watching someone sleep and how creepy or obsessive that is. Again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It becomes kind of a meme or a joke that people say, oh, watching someone sleep, disgusting. I don't know. You know, if you're a parent of children, particularly young children, I'm guessing you have watched your children sleep while they're peaceful and seemingly, you know, happy in their dreams. And it feels good to just watch them in their cuteness. So, you know, your partner similarly. Having said that, you know, it can be a flag of sorts of obsessiveness, of possessiveness, of jealousy, of lack of having other things in your life, that sort of thing. But anyway, we're learning that they have been dating for 2 years online and they haven't seen each other yet. Okay, well that adds some context, I suppose. It sounded like it ramped up to being over video chat all the time, where in the beginning they weren't doing that, but then eventually they were. So maybe they slowly fell more and more in love, and then they're just like, oh, I want to be with you all the time. I don't know.
I'm currently living in an RV outside of my godparents' house. Little driver's section, TV. I'm always hitting my head on this thing. I do have this air freshener in here. Keep it from smelling bad, especially when I'm using the toilet. So that's a big plus.
Those tree air freshener things were ubiquitous in the 70s and 80s. I don't see them that much anymore. But from my memory, they were disgusting in the way that they smelled. The thing I would recommend that he do is open the windows.
That's a big plus. Got lights, an actual bed, kitchen. I mean, what else could you ask for?
Well, say, this is sort of off topic, but every time, if I'm on the road and I see an RV or some kind of vehicle or trailer like this, I have all these fantasies about having one and, taking it out on the road. But I know enough people, particularly my brother, who has one of these things and know how much of a pain in the butt they are. Similar with boats. Seattle is a very boat-centric city, and a lot of people do things on the water. There's a lot of things to do on the water, whether it's summer or winter. And I'll think, I should get a boat. And I have had enough friends who have had boats to know that they're expensive, they fall apart, there's maintenance. Once you get over the initial fun in the first few months to a year, if you're lucky, they just stop feeling like doing it. So I don't know, but maybe I should rent one. I've never really spent any time in one of these RVs. It just seems like it'd be great. You take it on the road, you park wherever you want to. I mean, I've certainly done road trips like that where I had a van and I just slept in the van, slept in the car. I've done car road trips where I couldn't afford to go to a hotel, so I just slept in the driver's seat, that kind of thing. But to have the luxury of your own bed right, well, that does it for that episode. Someone, Jennifer, sent some gifts for me and Stacy. There's all these individually wrapped little gifts I never see. So I thought I'd open one of these guys, and here we are. And it's a red stormtrooper. That's pretty fun. And then there's all these things, toy boxes, kind of like a surprise. What's inside this toy? Ooh, it's a little yo-yo. Does it actually work? No. It's maybe like an ornament or something. Thanks, Jennifer. Very kind of you to send these. I'll open these all up later. And everyone, and if you want to send a package at any time, but particularly for the 15th anniversary show, you can go to our website, psychologyinseattle.com, and you can scroll, I think, all the way to the bottom, and there are mailing addresses there. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.